to we're reading from the Washington Post.
Yeah, reading from the Washington Post. This is about ICE and their $100 million wartime recruitment push. They're targeting gun shows and military fans for hire. So, United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials are planning to spend $100 million over a one-year period to recruit gun rights supporters and military enthusiasts through online influencers in a geo-targeted advertising campaign. Part of what the agency called a wartime recruitment strategy, it said, was critical to hiring thousands of new deportation officers nationwide, according to an internal document reviewed by the Washington Post. This spending would help President Donald Trump's mass deportation agenda dominate media networks and recruitment channels, including through ads targeting people who've attended UFC fights, listened to patriotic podcasts, or I like that we're calling racist podcast patriotic podcast now. That is a great level of reporting. Tim, Nick Fuentes is calling for a Fourth Reich and extermination of all Jewish and black people.
That's patriotic. An American right there.
That's American right there, buddy. Oh boy,
man loves Americans. Some of them.
Do you want to do a program? This brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee and Prize Picks. That's insane. Just listen, man. Or anyone who's shown interest in guns and tactical gear, according to a 30-page document distributed among officials, and this summer's detailing ICE surge hiring marketing strategy.
Right, so this is insane. Like, where have we heard before this level of the government targeting like their side of the culture war to come and join in the big ethnic cleansing project underway in the U.S. Me and Ashton always talk about like when it was first came out that they wanted to deport 3,000 people a day. We immediately started talking about, well, how are they going to do this logistically? Like they will need to hire so many fucking people to carry out this project, but look, they are trying to do that. They are recruitment has become like a centerpiece in what this project is all about, and this is just absolutely insane. Like people watching UFC, listening to patriotic podcasts. To me, it's kind of funny because it's like you don't need to spend $100 million to get someone who watches UFC to think about joining ICE. It's kind of a waste of fucking money.
About joining ICE.
Dude, you're just throwing money to nowhere. You need to spend that money to try to get kindergarten teachers to join ICE, right? That would be a recruitment accomplishment, right? Getting a Buffalo Exchange cashier to sign up for ICE. Spend your money there. But on fucking gun enthusiasts, you don't need $100 million to get a gun enthusiast to sign up for ICE.
He's been fantasizing about doing that for years.
Exactly. They already got the $50,000 signing bonus. Basically no training requirements at this point whatsoever. It's like UFC and gun owners are already signing up. we don't need $100 million more on this shit.
Well, I also think that when Trump pardoned so many of the January 6 people, he was like, great, the 50,000 people who were we can get them signed up for ICE. Unfortunately, half of them went back to jail immediately because for some reason they were all like, I have to molest a child now that I'm free. All of them. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Most of the January 6 people are back in jail now because they're like, oh, I got a freebie. I don't think they realize.
I can finally kiss my wife and watch child pornography again. God, I missed the taste of freedom.
I don't think they realize that a pardon just meant for that crime. They're just like, oh, I'm good for all of them? You said? Okay.
And they're logging onto some black site and they're like, well, pardon me if I don't log on real quick.
No, one of them got in trouble for going to, he said repeatedly typing in childsex.com. And I'm like, oh God, dude, that can't. The most obvious honey trap ever. They're like,
it's not even a honey trap. Type that in shit on
it's like,
by
hey,
himself.
dude, we got to arrest you for being a dumbass.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, at least go incognito, bro, mode for that shit, bro. You can't
You're logged.
You're adding these bookmarks to your toolbar, dude. That's too far.
Oh, man. The Department of Homeland Security has spoken publicly about its fast-track effort to significantly increase ICE's workforce by hiring more than 10,000 new employees. A surge promoted on social media with calls to recruits willing to perform their sacred duty and defend the homeland. Oh, Lord, where have we heard these words before? By repelling foreign invaders. The agency currently employs more than 20,000 people, according to ICE's website. But the document reported here for the first time reveals new details about the vast scale of the recruitment effort and its unconventional strategy to flood the market with millions of dollars in spending for Snapchat ads and more pedophiles. If you're over 18 and you have a Snapchat, you are a pedophile. Look at me. Look at me in the eye. If you are over the age of 18 and you still have a Snapchat, you are a de facto pedophile. I'm going back to reading.
Do you love America? Are you a pedophile?
My God. Influencers and live streamers on Rumble, a video platform popular with conservatives. Under the strategy, ICE would also use an ad industry technique known as geofencing to send ads to the phone web browsers and social media feeds of anyone who set foot in the military bases, NASCAR races, college campuses, or gun and trade shows.
Oh my God, dude.
Whoa.
The
buddy.
way they're like stereotyping themselves, right? They're like, who is the best and brightest patriotic Americans willing to save NASCAR, UFC, podcasts,
Jesus
just like
Christ,
all
man.
the shit that we say about them.
And I do wonder, what do all the Dagestani people who watch UFC think about the ICE ads?
Nah, dude, they're free Palestine.
Yeah.
Look, as much as we could go into their views that I don't really want to, no offense, fundamentalist Islamists, but yeah, they are, you know, I could see them being on the right side of this.
Yeah. I would like to see a would they go so far as to make a fundamentalist Islam targeted ICE ad and what that would look like?
Yeah. How UFC do you want to go, bro?
Oh man, Khabib doing a leg lock on an You want to do this? Oh Jesus. It's unclear how much of the spending and strategy has been carried out, but the plans outlined in the document have coincided with the rush of recruitment ads online seeking Americans who will answer the call to service. The strategy said to target listeners of conservative radio shows, country music, and podcasts related to patriotism, men's interests, and true crime, as well ladies, as well as any accounts that resemble users with an interest in conservative thought leaders, gun rights, organizations, and tactical gear brands. The document said.
It's like they're roasting themselves.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Do you still listen to Eminem in 2026? Do you think white quarterbacks are smarter than black quarterbacks? Do you comment mid on women's photos on Instagram? Welcome to the war.
Welcome to the war, buddy. To further attract recruits, strategy called for spending at least $8 million on deals with online influencers whose followers are largely Gen Z and millennials who are in the military families, fitness, and tactical lifestyle enthusiast communities. I think this is the big problem with, and I'm so serious when I say leftist, I don't know how I'm using it. I'm using leftist in a Texas way, not in a New York way, meaning that you are to the left of you would vote Democrat and then whatever else is over there, all the way down to whatever.
I call that lib, but go on.
Lib to left, kind of put it all together, right? This is the problem when it comes to being on the left, is that everything is conservative. Everything is conservative, and you don't realize what you're watching is conservative most of the time. A lot of guys do not realize that their fitness content is conservative.
That's a great point.
A lot of girls do not realize that their lifestyle content is conservative.
Yeah.
And so
you're watching, you're like, oh, that steak looks good. Maybe I'll make myself a steak with some avocados and some eggs. Little do you know, you're joining ICE.
Yeah, 4 videos later, you're just like, well, here we go. Let's measure some skulls, you know? It comes so quick. And so I don't know how to get leftism into more things in a very subtle way. It's hard to have a Joe Rogan of the left without him being deeply, I guess, apolitical and just subversively putting in leftist theory into you, you know? Just to keep going, the document did not name specific influencers, but it said it would focus on former agents, veterans, and pro-ICE creators. A pro-ICE creator, Jesus Christ, who would be expected to host live streams, Instagram, Rumble X, and YouTube blogs, Substacks, newsletters. Subscribe to my Substack, please.
Galaxy's in the chat, Patriots. Thank you for the galaxy, brother.
What do you think niche communities are? They're just talking about furries, right? When they say niche communities?
Yeah, you know, trad wives, I'm imagining. Like, yeah.
Definitely
the future is terrifying.
It is. And the objective, it said, is to build trust through authentic peer-to-peer messaging, because nothing is more authentic than having your socialist media feed paid off by the government.
Nothing is more authentic than spending $100 million on ads.
That's so, oh boy, to astroturf fascism. You know, did Hitler have to do all this?
No, he didn't.
Okay, because, I mean, that's normalize and humanize careers at ICE through storytelling and lived experience. I love the therapy language. The document said it expected more than 5,000 applicants who would come through the influence program, costing ICE about $1,500 per application. There is no money to pay teachers more. There's no money to make your healthcare lower. There is no money to send your kids to college for quicker. There's nothing that we can do to stop home prices from rising. There's nothing we can do to stop constantly sending money to Israel, to buy weapons, to murder children. But there is money for you to hear more of Nick Fuentes say how everything that's wrong in America is the fault of a Mexican man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a great country we have.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Feels like we're not going in the correct direction.
$100 million, you know? Oh, boy.
It's a lot of money.
I do think woke is going to come back, and I do
Which,
think,
by the way, came. That was part of the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah,
that the Democrats fucking caved on.
They caved on it, baby.
Caved on, and now, that was a big part of it. Millions and millions, record tripling ICE's budget, and now we're here.
They appeased, man.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck Schumer.
He's got to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.